hear me? You can't. Now you can. How's everybody doing? What is up? So, this is kind of a spoiler. Or wait, this. There you go. It's kind of a spoiler. But we are going to be doing a bit of Warhammer like reaction still. I kind of dig doing the Astartes one, so I looked around and I found some stuff. This one, I haven't watched any of these, by the way. Like, I had seen Astartes before, and like I had had some time to kind of think about it. I watched like a smidge of the Guardsman, and that's pretty much it. And I like skimmed through it. So we're gonna see how this goes. But I kind of wanted to stick with the Warhammer thing because I've been feeling it, and I'm a huge fan of Warhammer. Um, I also have up here, I have the little thing that we were working on. We're gonna keep working on it after we do some reactions, and then obviously we'll flip back and forth if people start sending in links and stuff. Um, but other than that, let's think. Announcements. Oh, donations, right? Donations is always the name of the game. Please do donate. Right now we are donating to Doctors Without Borders. If you do, you can do a little message. I believe it's all hooked up through Streamlabs. Soon, I think at the end of the month, I'm going to switch to the Leukemia Foundation. If they let me. If not, it will be something focused around cancer for sure. Other than that, buy my merch if you want to. New merch. There's that. Follow, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, let's just jump right into this. Let's see here. We'll go full big boy. Full screen. Whew, full big boy. And then let's just give you guys a full screen view. There we go. So this one is called The Lord Inquisitor. I did do a little research. Apparently it's a prologue. Of something. The original website, or the website it's supposed to link to, isn't there anymore. It didn't redirect me correctly. So let's turn off this. It didn't redirect me, so we'll see. Don't know if the movie is going to become a movie or not, but the Facebook page is still up, and I'll show the links at the end here. Now again, I haven't seen it, so we'll do what we did last time. We'll like watch this, and then I'll talk about it if there's stuff worth talking about, or we shall see. This was made, I believe, it was 2 years ago. Both of these were 2018, so obviously we'll give them a little bit, on graphics engines and quality and all that. I got a kink in my neck like as soon as this started. It sucked. Holy Terra. That looks like a zip code or phone number to Europe. Actually, you know what? Hold up real quick, everybody. Sorry. Let's just we can have captions. That's fine. Let's go up to 1080p because I really want to be able to see this. There we go. That's better.
We are ready to proceed.
Hmm.
Time to start our own little procession then. Let's pay our dear friend a visit.
Hmm. Who are you? Are you an Inquisitor? I can already tell there's one thing that's going to irk me, and I don't know if you guys can pick up on it, but I'm sure you can. It's really obvious, but it's a big pet peeve of mine. It's one of the hardest things to do in like animations and games. Not to say that it's like takes away. This is still beautiful. Like, I want to know what the fuck that is. Like, what is she, I guess? This is a team, by the way. This one is a full team. It's not like Astartes, which was one person. Very pretty. The shots are cut up a lot. That dude was working hard. A lot of these shots that are like, I guess trying to show how grandiose the city is and like establish, I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to establish here, but they've spent several minutes like on non-plot based shots that just kind of establish the universe, it seems like we've seen a shot similar to that twice now, I believe. Pistols. Oh. All right. All right. Gotcha. Bunch of servitors. Yeah. Legion. Okay. Oh, so this is like a huge military parade. Wow, this seems excessive. Is it? Oh, it's the god. Is it? No, that's not. Who the hell is? Who are you, bro? I'm guessing he's a Primarch or something like that. I don't know. Or like the regent of this town, city, everything. Oof.
You're missing a glorious parade, Anchorite.
Marcus, are we not done here? Surely the arbiters can deal with this mess.
You would hand the spoils of our hunt to the arbitrators.
We have what we came for. Sentence him and be done with it.
Kaiva, what say you?
Your choice, Inquisitor.
Called it. He's an Inquisitor. Nice.
Inquisitor, I swear I have told you all that I know. Please.
A trifle late for begging, wouldn't you think?
Name your price. Name it.
Seeking to bribe an agent of the Golden Throne? Shall I add sedition to your list of crimes? In the name of His Holy Majesty, the God Emperor of Man, I thrice judge thee excommunicate traitoris, by actions, by associations, and by beliefs. Your sentence is death.
Oh man. I mean,
if you have any last words,
he missed.
we will ensure they're entered into the Ordo's archives.
Mercy, Inquisitor, grant me mercy.
Mercy, Anchorite. I don't even know what mercy is anymore. It's all right. How old are you, Anchorite?
What?
your age? How many rejuvenate treatments have prolonged your unworthy existence? How many years have you spent polluting our throne world with your blasphemous breath?
Oh.
3 centuries? 4? A rhetorical question, my friend, to illustrate the point. This sentence is long overdue.
Okay. So that's the first time I've seen it. We don't need to sit through. Well, I did kind of just want to pause it. I didn't want to. I didn't want to do anything crazy, but I am gonna go back to this screen real quick. So let's like look at some stuff. For one thing, the thing that irked me, and it's not that it's bad, but let's just go to the first scene where they're talking. Just watch their mouths. Like it's very simple. One thing,
Time
like
to start our own little procession then. Let's pay our dear friend a visit.
now I'm not aware if it's being recorded in another language, but the lip sync is awful. Like, ooh, so is apparently my camera sync. Jeez, did you see that? Um, the lip sync is absolutely terrible. I think it might be my hand. The lip sync's just bad. It's just poorly done. The animation itself is beautiful for the most part. I mean, there's little glitches and blips here. Some of the wide angle shots I noticed in the end, um, especially here. Like when you look out, some of the glass is very wonky in some of these shots in the
The spoils of
background.
our
They almost
feast
kind
be
of
arbitraries.
vibrate in a way
We have what we
where they shouldn't. Now that might be a rendering thing. I'm not certain. But again, you have another one. Look at it, like eh,
came for. Sentence him and be done with it.
they're trying. You can tell that they tried, but it seems like wow, that eye is kind of crazy looking too here. But there's just like little things that you could improve if there was a little more attention to detail with like texturing, movement, especially in the mouth. Like when he says death here, it's a pivotal moment, you know? It zooms all the way in to his face. I just skipped it. Right here. That death, even if I'm being cocky and I'm going death, like the lip, it's just all jacked, and in he like you can see kind of some texturing issues and all that here, but that's easily forgivable. Like it is a well done animation for the most part. The story is obviously less cohesive than the other one was, but this is meant to be a prologue. I'm not sure if they're going to continue, but it's just a silly face to actually pause on. Um, but yeah, lip sync was a huge issue with this animation. Clearly, like maybe it was a different language, and if it was a different language, then cool. Um, but actually, you know what? I am curious about something here. So we have this like bit in the beginning, right? And we'll forgive that. We've got that bit in the beginning. But then for holy shit, for 2 minutes, we have just establishing shots, like only establishing shots this whole time. It's cool, but it's very rough. I think I said earlier, like there's a lot of cuts here where boom, you're somewhere else, and they're still moving. What you could have done here, this is something I brought up in the Astartes animation. You could have zoomed in on these people walking and used their forward momentum to lead into the next shot with a fade coming instead of in front of them to behind them and then moving in front of them. And that, I mean, you wouldn't have to even change the models. You would just change the camera angles, and it shows there's more cohesion in the story you're trying to tell just by showing images. Another thing is like when it showed those slums where there were people doing things, they could have had someone running and like showing the slums as a whole, and that would be another thing that would show that this is the city, this is the world, but also tie it all together in this one kind of narrative, making it seem more vibrant instead of just like cut frame, cut frame, cut frame, cut frame. That's I mean again, it's not bad. It's just I really want to know who the fuck that is, if she's a servitor or what. But other than that, those would be my big critiques. It's just a little bit of oops, I did it again. It's just a little bit of polish. Um, lip sync, lip sync, lip sync. Looking at this, I do one thing I love. Besides, I like the aesthetic of the main character because I was a punky edgelord kind of kid, and some might say I still am. and and so that jives with me, like the kind of BA, like hair flipped over kind of badass dude that's a killer and all that. That's cool. But one shot I really like was during this parade scene here, right here. You get to see. I don't. I well. I know that these are probably just Mechanicus, members of the cult Mechanicus. Here like. But this is crazy. They show in detail some of the like dreg servitors, not just like the kind of stereotypical skull one that you see a lot, but like proper. These dudes, their whole job is just to push things. Like that's all they're programmed to do. They're mono runs, mono whatever. There's a word in universe for them, but essentially they just do one thing. You also have Imperial Guard, you have your Astartes here. Don't I think this is the I don't know this Legion. I know I should, but I'm not certain. But they're well modeled. They look great. Honestly, they look like something out of Dawn of War 3, maybe even a little bit better textured. I like seeing the kind of like the burned out fingers where they'd be rubbed against stuff from fighting. Got a couple Titans. Like this is really cool. Very well done. Probably I love these dudes. I love these guys. They're so cool looking. I love the witch hats and everything. Um, and the architecture is very detailed, very much that like Gothic era is what I meant to say. Gothic like architecture style. That you would see in maybe like a French church or something like that. This is pretty cool too, the way they just overlaid that. I mean, it's just a 2D image overlaid on something in 3D, so it's probably it could be After Effects, honestly. You could also do this in Blender, but if you could just do it at the After Effects side, since it doesn't really move much, why would you bother rendering a 3D plane? You know what I mean? All in all, it's a pretty good animation. My biggest pet peeves with 3D stuff is when whoa, 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 whoa. When my biggest pet peeve with like 3D animation, especially when you render someone so up close, is you have to match the lips, or at least like do a close enough job, or like they did do in the previous animation, a lot of the times they would like turn the camera away when they're talking, so that you would only catch a little bit of the movement, and then they wouldn't have to worry about it. Frankly, they could just keep this half of the model blank. But it makes it makes it a lot more believable if you're gonna, especially if you're gonna do a face up, that the lips match up. Now this one, like I said, I did watch a little bit of, but it is essentially a I believe, what would you call it, like a animation, like a 3D animation mixed with IRL actors and like costumes and stuff. So I can't judge the costumes. I'll talk about some of the effects and stuff, um, and some other like artistic things. But I am not a costume designer. Those people are way beyond my pay grade. So we'll check this out. I don't believe either of these are associated with Games Workshop in any like real way. I love this Warhammer stuff. I was checking out. There's like a fan-made movie that we could have watched, but it was super long, like super long.
I'm here, sir.
By the way, well, that's not M-rated. This is like PG-13. Never mind. He has a sniper bolter. That's interesting. At least that's what that looked like. You know what? Let's see. Wait, are we in the right? Is that purposefully? Yeah, we're in the right. Let's try really, really like up there clarity. I just want to see if we get a little bit better with the animation here. I don't know if we will. Hopefully we won't. I don't think we'll buffer, but Oh, that's not a sniper bolter. No. Well, it looks like one though. It really does. You can't see it much better. That's probably on purpose.
Xena scum.
Alright. Fuck.
Oh God, Emperor. Overseer who makes things all right. Whose power none can resist. Grant me the strength to defeat thy enemies. Grant me the will to defeat the beast. From your grace.
It's so nice of the creatures to wait for him to pray.
I shall know no fear.
That was savage. Okay. Gotta love the Astartes.
Take up your weapon, Guardsman. The Emperor protects.
Yeah.
Yes. He does.
Shorter. So I like the story of this one a bit more, just because it's maybe just because it's shorter, but I also kind of like the idea of the Astartes coming in and saving. The animation, I think, frankly, is worse from a technical sense. So these are Tyranids, clearly. Like they've got the claws, they've got the tails, right? But they handle their poor animation way better than the other one did. So like in the other animation, you saw them doing close-ups even though they weren't well animated, right? The even though there was issues with lip sync and things like that, because they wanted to show off these detailed human textures that they had. They were really well detailed models. This, I mean, you can't even tell if what it really is. I mean, you know it's a Tyranid because that's the only thing, like the only Xeno thing from Warhammer that would look like that Guardsman would be getting roiled by in such a way, etc., etc. But they could be using an animation from a game. You can't really tell because what they do here is they hide the flaws in their animation well. If there's an issue, and I had to turn it up to 4K to like make it visible enough for me to be able to like really see what was going on. But like when you see the Xenos here, they are super poorly animated. These almost look at this weird cut here. This, I mean, it may be the frames, it may be the quality of the overall image, but these things could be almost cutouts from like a game animation, but they're obscuring them in so much darkness that you can't tell. We're not going to worry about the costumes. They look fine. I always imagine an Astartes would be bigger, but humans don't really become that size unless you're like a football player on steroids and then some. I don't know. But it is cool that he comes in here and he's doing his little prayer and they're being super nice. And then the Astartes just like finishes the prayer and comes in and messes him up. But the cool thing and the thing I wanted to look at again really was this scene here where he grabs the one. So can I get a frame by frame of this? That's 5 seconds. It's not really a frame by frame. It looks like I probably would have to F with settings, but it nope. That's a 15-second scene. Okay. This. So when it jumps at it, it almost looks like that almost looked like an animatronic. It couldn't be, right? But the way that it kind of moved there and then it reacted naturally. If that's not an animatronic, they did a great job. But what they do here is they zoom in on the really detailed parts that will look good. So like here where you see the face, boom, that looked beautiful. Before they looked like trash. You saw them away, they were hidden, they were obscured, but they were like, we knew this part of the texture is going to be seen. We'll capitalize on this part of the scene, and that's something that this animation, this Guardsman from 2018 did a lot better than the other one did. Mind you, they had to animate a lot less than the other guys, so there's something to be said about that. They're both beautiful though. They're both like, again, I can't say anything for costume design because, I mean, like if you were like, build me one of these or you know, I'm gonna beat you up, I'd be like, dog, just like because no way. Actually, they do look pretty big. I'm not even gonna lie. It's really impressive.
The Emperor protects.
That line. I mean, the Emperor protects, but like that line is awful. All in all, good animations though. I'm not gonna lie. I liked all of them.